I now found a group of people, and people have been programmed on social media to hate their country, which is self-hatred. I was in America. I sat down with some Nigerians, and they started. I told them, I said, listen, before you continue, Nigeria, a person will graduate as a medical doctor and spend 500,000 throughout to become a doctor. Throughout. I said in America, and they're working in Johns Hopkins. Go and ask them how much. You graduate from Johns Hopkins, you graduate from Harvard as a doctor, and you spend $2,000. Are you okay? Do you know how much money you spend? Now, Nigerians are ungrateful. They will go through everything, education. How much do they spend there? Go there. I said, look, you see a Nigerian, if they tell him in Nigeria to do 2 jobs, he will curse your life out. He will come to America, wake up in the morning, do first job, do second job, do Uber, and do everything he's doing. I said, if they put the fraction of this energy they put here in their country, they will have blown. They kept quiet. He told me, he said, listen, what's the unemployment rate in Nigeria? I said, we don't calculate unemployment rate. He said, no, you must give me a figure. I said, there's no figure. Nigeria, there's nothing like that. Let me tell you why. Yaba did a trade just for church members to sell things. I thought they just put out tents like this, 1, 2, 3, in the car park. I wasn't saying this thing is a waste of time. One lady said, came to me, Pastor, thank you for doing this. Now, just to show you, she was selling wigs. She has a job. Before my eyes, somebody came out of the church and bought 3 wigs, each one 250,000. That business is not registered though. 750 grand that girl carried home. There's no job she's doing. So if somebody is in their house and just starts selling wig, are they unemployed? No. But are they registered as employed? No. Our statistics here is different. Understand your terrain. Do you understand what I'm saying here? You see, one of the problems in Nigeria, people don't understand their terrain. Understand your terrain. In America, you will sell like that. IRS is coming for you. And you go home with 750,000. Out of that 750,000, 200,000 belongs to government. Don't drop it. You will see jail. Are you following what I'm saying here? Understand the terrain. Sit down and say, what is this terrain? Then understand it so you know how to play. The girls and the lady said, when you get more, send to me. In other words, I'm telling you that person could have bought 1.5 million on wigs on the spot. And if you see the lady buying, you will not know she has seen 2 million in her life. My mind was renewed. This is Nigeria. Do you get what I'm saying? The land of opportunity where good cometh. Are you following what I'm saying here? So what you should say every day is good cometh unto me. Give all these people. Say Nigeria happened to them. What are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? Listen. In America, there are 4 people groups that are doing better than Caucasians. Nigerian Americans are, I think they're number 2. Nigerians. And they said why? It is the family of Nigerians. The way they raise their children. Which means the generation that left Nigeria when they got there still raised their children the Nigerian way. And the Nigerian way says book first before talent. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Get degree, whatever you want to do, do. If you say you want to paint, paint. But first of all, bring certificates. And that's the way in. Why people are saying, what are these Nigerians doing? Because they tell their children education. You enter a Nigerian home, they are disciplined. The value system here is treasure. You now go there, you go and join people. I say, hey.
Hello, everyone. I've had to listen to that video. Just take time off and not do a video immediately. Because when I listened to it, there was this anger that I had. I had to say, no, Aisha, you're not going to do that video with that anger. Take your time, leave the video, stay some hours. Because it just pains me when people speak from their privileged point of view and negate the suffering that a lot of people are going through. And then you see these mundane excuses or examples that are always being used. Nobody is programming anybody to hate Nigeria. Nigeria is making people hate it. In short, I will tell you one thing. People don't hate Nigeria enough. They don't hate the system enough. In spite of all the things that Nigeria have thrown at them, people still love Nigeria. They still find solace in it. They look at the people around them. They look at their fellow citizens. For if it was what the government has done, a lot of people have reasons to hate Nigeria. You see terrorists, you see bandits, you see kidnappers, call you what you may, you see them. When people who talk to them, you see stories that some of them will tell. You know that the kind of country that Nigeria is has bred people with hatred in their hearts. And then you see people like Pastor Poju come and talk about this thing. And also I saw the other day Sultan of Sokoto talking about the father. I'm going to do his own video anyways. Oh, that people with social media is a terrorist organization. How did they put it? People will sit in their houses. They will just say that people are making. So, okay, let's even assume that yes, there are actually these people who sit in their houses and they write that, oh, people have been killed when they have not been killed. How is that worse than actual people who are actually killing people? They are burying people. People are burying people. People are burying their families. People are burying their loved ones. And that is all you have to say because you are not affected. But anyway, this is not about Sultan of Sokoto. This is about Pastor Poju for now. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, really? So people are not programmed to hate Nigeria. Look at the boy, Godre, that was incarcerated since January, who came to say that the duty he was doing was that he was packing feces, shit. Let me use the word that I love you understand. Now shit they pack from morning to night. A boy that is a teenager. And then tomorrow you will say to him that he is programmed to hate Nigeria. I took note while the pastor was speaking. And it just hurts me when people do this. But I'm not surprised. I've always told you people, there is a symbiotic relationship between our political rulers and our religious rulers. The political rulers need the religious rulers to make the people not go after them. And I've been saying this thing for years. You see, in the Muslim world, they say to you that, oh, whatever suffering you're doing, just endure. It's when you get to heaven, so you're going to enjoy heaven. After all, the earth is not made for enjoyment. In the Christian world, they tell you that, why are you focused on government or your state or anyone? There is miracle. Ask for your own miracle. God will give you miracle. God will give you blessings. God will give you that. Don't focus on government. And then, for the religious rulers, guess what? They need government to give bad governance so that they can sell you cheap miracles. Yes, you get a visa to the United States of America. Hey, you come to your church, your mosque, shrine, or whatever, and you come and give testimony. Meanwhile, there are countries that don't need visa to the United States. Why? Because their countries are doing very well. So it has bred this selfishness, this gospel of prosperity. Oh, you will make it. Only you can make it. In short, we saw a pastor. I think it's Pastor Adeboye that said that we, the rest of us, will be begging his church members for food. Hey! Okay, now. So how does it make you happy that your fellow human beings are begging you for food? That you are the only one that we have it. And so that's why they were told. She remember when Tinubu came, they said Tinubu's government will be good for them. When people were complaining, I would like to see how far with this goodness. All of us are buying things expensive. Let me come to the first thing that he talked about. So first of all, yeah, people are not programmed to hate their country. It is what their country does to them that make them hate their country. And if I tell you for a fact, people don't even hate Nigeria enough. If people really hated Nigeria enough, if all for the mercy of God, that they find it in their heart to be forgiven. Hey, Pastor Poju and myself, we won't have a country that we will be standing in. They would have driven us out because the anger that the masses are supposed to have, they've really not packed it. When he talked about graduate as medical school in Nigeria, 500,000, I don't know where. Maybe you see, that's the thing with, older generation. We older generation, we are still looking at prices from our own point of view and not from this particular point of view. But let's even say, 500,000 is what a graduate will use to graduate. And in the US, you're going to pay low. But guess what? In the US, you have opportunity for good quality education, that even if your parents don't pay anything, they don't need to do private. You can get good quality education. Of course, there are private schools. There is no country that there are no private schools. That if you now want to, you will pay extra. But in the United States, you can go to these public schools and be able to have opportunity to go to university. But in Nigeria, that's not the case. Very small percentage are able to go through public school and enter university. Most of those people that you see spending 500,000 that Pastor Poju has said that they spend in university, guess what? They've already spent hundreds of thousands or millions, or hundreds of naira, thousands of naira, or millions of naira in the primary and secondary school education. Otherwise, they won't even get to be admitted to read medicine. There are a lot of people, very intelligent children, who, because their parents are poor, that would have been medical doctors, that have not had the opportunity. Why? Because the schools that they were sent to were schools where they didn't teach anything, and so they couldn't learn anything, and all their brains, their talent, stunted, and so they can't get there. So you see why Pastor Poju is talking about the United States. He has forgotten. There are certain basics that are given over there. So that as a child, even if you're not from a very rich family, if you strive, you struggle, you put your head down, that you can be able to join those who are from rich family and be in the same class with them. Today in Nigeria, it is no longer so. Access to good quality education is dependent on the economic status of one's family. And it's disingenuous for Pastor Poju to stand on a pulpit and be saying this thing where people are suffering. In 2014, my daughter opened my eyes to something that I had not seen before. My daughter and my kids, I'm one of the elite. I grew up poor. They have been blessed. My kids have been gone to the best school, not just in Nigeria alone, but in the world. You understand? And my daughter was in a particular, we were talking. And while we were having a conversation, it was myself, I will never forget that day, myself, my husband, and our daughter. And so we said something about a passport, international passport. And the way she spoke, she assumed everybody had international passport. So we laughed at her. We were like, see this one, you think everybody has. And then she looked us dead in the eye. She said, well, everybody I know has international passport. And for me, that was a wake-up call. We're like, wow, which is true. In fact, in the case of my daughter, as of that time, the school that she was in, even almost all the schools that they went to, she was the one that was like the managing ones, because some of them, it was private jet. They used to fly them anywhere they are going. It's me and them that we are struggling with the economy. And at that moment, I realized that kids were no longer mixing together. So the children of the rich and the children of the poor were no longer in the same classroom. Unlike our time, where I, as a child of the poor, my parents could struggle and put me in a private school. I went to a private secondary school. Let me digress a little bit. The school that I was in before was Government Girls Secondary School, Cabo. If I had finished from that school, even English, I would not have been able to speak. Most likely not have gone to university. Or even if I would have struggled. But my parents removed me and put me in a private school, BUK Staff Secondary School. When I started, they used to laugh at me. My English was so bad. Even up to today, some of my classmates ask me, Aisha, how did you get to speak this way? I didn't mind them laughing at me By the time we were in Form 3, I was the best student in English. I loved to read. Then I was ferocious in reading. Till today, there are a lot of words I can't pronounce because growing up, I didn't have TV to watch, wasn't hearing the radio, so I didn't know how a lot of these words were pronounced, so I don't even use them. So imagine if my parents hadn't made that decision to take me to a private secondary school. You wouldn't know this Aisha Yusufu. You wouldn't know her. And I see my siblings sometimes. There's such a difference between myself and my siblings. If you see us, you wouldn't even think that we're from the same, in terms of our educational capacity. They are all graduates, no doubt about it. Every one of them is a graduate, all my siblings. But there is still something lacking. They all were able to go to this thing. Only one of us finished from pure government school, and she still struggles, and she's someone that's so intelligent. But because of the school she went to, the others went to private school, but not private school as good as the one I went to. But you know, this kind of private school like this. And the only difference was that secondary school. So I went to a public primary school. I went to public university. But that made a huge difference. So when Pastor Poju is talking about this, he has forgotten his children go to very good schools. My children have gone to very good school. What about the children of that woman who is roasting corn by the roadside? The one who is frying akara, the one who is a cleaner, who can barely feed. What about them? So when people like myself and Pastor Poju are talking, let's not talk about our reality, our privileged reality, and the privileged reality of the people around us. Let's talk about those people who really have nothing. Because when you're poor in Nigeria, you're nameless, faceless, and voiceless. You're not seen as a human being. Policies are not made with you in mind. And a lot of people are suffering. And yet we make these statements that negate what they're going through. You're talking about Nigeria. Do you know how vicious Nigeria has been to people? Pastor Poju, does he know how many doctors have been abducted and killed? Does he know how many doctors that all they have earned, they have sold their properties? Friends have raised money for them because they were kidnapped and they had to pay ransom. But you see, in the United States, if they kidnap you, the government will look for you. Security agencies will look for you. You will not be abandoned. Does he know how many doctors? They paid 500,000 to get their degrees. And after working so hard, kidnappers came and collected it. Even that girl that he talked about that sold wig. If she's kidnapped, does he know how much they will ask? They will not ask for 2 million naira. They probably will be asking for 100 million, 50, 30, 10. How much has she made? It's really not fair when we make these analogies. It's really not fair. We can speak English. I'm not surprised though. Since Nigerians are ungrateful. Wow. Nigerians are ungrateful. Well, our religious rulers and our political rulers are in the same WhatsApp group. They enjoy the same life. They enjoy life, so they tell us we are ungrateful for daring to breathe, for even saying we want decent jobs. You see those people who are doing 3 jobs, 4 jobs over there. At least they can enjoy the kind of life that Pastor Pojo and I are enjoying. That sometimes we think that others shouldn't enjoy it. Nobody is going to use car and flex for them. Big car, holiday, this. Because the little jobs that they do can also buy those things. That's how it should be. The basic things in life have been turned into luxury in Nigeria. And we tell people that they are ungrateful. Anyway. He knows the people he said he met in the United States, and he was telling that thing to them. He knows the kind of people that he will tell that thing. And he knows, the kind of group of people that he will meet. and say he was telling that thing to understand your terrain, the land of opportunity. This is what they want to tell you, that don't focus on government, understand your terrain, come to their church or their mosque or their shrine so that they will pray for you and you can get it and you understand the terrain. The other people is because they don't pray, that's why they don't get it. But you know, this thing about Nigeria is that we are all victims waiting to happen. Yeah, we are. There are a lot of people. See the other person that came from Canada the other day. Came from Canada, young man, founder, hit by a car. And he bled to death. No ambulance, nobody to carry him. Before they carry him, how many hospitals rejected him? Would that happen? Somebody should help me ask Pastor Poju. If he had stayed in his Canada, would it have happened? 911, they will call 911. It's unfair. When people with voices, who have influence and authority, do this, pains me. As someone who lived through poverty, I hated Nigeria. I hated Nigeria. So when I see people like Pastor Poju say this thing, it hurts me. I don't want to cry. I don't want to. As a teenager, I hated Nigeria because of the suffering and seeing our whole world being wasted. People don't hate Nigeria enough. You don't know what this country has done to a lot of people. There are some of us, what we've gone through, we cannot even say it. And when people like them negate the pain that people are going through, people can't feed. People are going through so much. And Pastor Poju is telling us that we are ungrateful. Nigerians are ungrateful. I escaped the ghetto, but a lot of my friends couldn't escape. And everything. I carried the guilt. The guilt. Once people see me, Aisha, you know, you get so angry. I'm a survivor. I'm a